The U.S. trade war with China escalated to new heights. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Friday, April 11th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. This morning, China raised tariffs on U.S. goods to 125%. It was in response to President Donald Trump raising tariffs on Chinese imports to 145% yesterday. That means that average tariff rates are actually higher than they were on Wednesday. That's when Trump announced a temporary reduction on many of his new tariffs. That's because rates mostly went down from countries Americans don't buy as many imports from. China is a much bigger trading partner. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt defended the president's strategy on Fox News yesterday.
It's the policy of this White House and the Trump administration to put America first, to bring back jobs that have been fled overseas, to no longer allow China to dump cheap foreign products into the United States of America while they prevent American-made products from entering their market.
Trump and his advisors opened up the White House yesterday to trade negotiations with more than a dozen countries. But that hasn't been enough to reassure the markets, which took another tumble yesterday. To learn more about Trump's mixed messaging on tariffs and what effect they've had on Wall Street and American small businesses, listen to the latest episode of Post Reports. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts. The Supreme Court told Trump officials to facilitate the return of a wrongly deported man. That's number 2. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a Salvadoran immigrant who lives in Maryland and is married to a U.S. citizen. Last month, he was mistakenly deported to a notorious mega prison in El Salvador. The case has become a major flashpoint in the fight over Trump's mass deportation campaign. Garcia's wife, Jennifer Vazquez Sura, spoke at a press conference on Wednesday.
My husband, Kilmar, was abducted and disappeared by the Trump administration. It's been 28 days since I lost on my husband. This so-called administration error has destroyed my family's happiness, my children's innocence. Kilmar, if you can hear me, I'm still fighting for you.
Last night, the Supreme Court stepped in. In a brief order, justices told the Trump administration to take steps to secure Abrego Garcia's release. It doesn't mean he will be returned immediately, but officials must now share what actions they have taken and their plans to get him back. Number 3. 6 people died after a tour helicopter crashed into the Hudson River. A family from Spain was on a trip to New York City when this tragic accident occurred. Video of the incident shows the helicopter cabin without rotor blades flipping upside down as it careened into the river. Danny Horbiak was a witness to the crash.
I work from home full time, and I actually heard it before I saw it, but it almost sounded like 5 or 6 gunshots out of the sky. So I looked out my window and I saw a helicopter falling to pieces. I saw several pieces come off of it. They all smashed into the water. It was very scary to see.
The pilot, 2 other adults, and 3 children were killed. Emergency personnel recovered their bodies from the river. The cause of the crash is under investigation. One expert told the Post that video of the crash suggests a catastrophic event left the pilot with no way to recover. Number 4 is a new analysis from the Post. Evidence contradicts Israeli claims about rescue workers killed in Gaza. 14 Palestinian first responders had been missing for a week when they were discovered late last month in a mass grave of sand. Videos showed that Israeli soldiers had buried them along with the wreckage of their ambulances. The Israeli military said its soldiers had believed the men were Palestinian militants who were moving suspiciously and had fired on them from a distance. But a post-analysis of video, dispatcher records, witness testimony, and other evidence reveals a more disturbing chain of events. The vehicles that came under fire were clearly marked as belonging to the rescue workers with flashing red emergency lights turned on. You can find this story and see its visual evidence in our newsletter today. Find a link to that in our show notes. Number 5. Colleges are discovering federal funding freezes through social media posts. The Trump administration has been pulling billions of dollars of funding to elite schools. Trump officials have been targeting colleges they say did not do enough to protect Jewish students last year during protests against Israel's war in Gaza. Some of the high-profile announcements about funding freezes have been brief and not sent directly to school officials. In recent weeks, some of the nation's most prestigious universities have found out by social media or emails that their federal funding was threatened. And in some cases, they don't know why. For example, Northwestern has not received any official notification from the government about its funding freeze. School officials learned about it from members of the media. A growing number of academics have called for universities to fight back against Trump's funding freezes. Record heat is ramping up in western states. That's number 6. In the coming days, temperatures could hit 100 to 110 degrees in the deserts of California and Arizona. Parts of New Mexico, Colorado, and the plains from Kansas to Texas could experience 90-degree heat. With unusual warmth also moving into the mountains, melting snow may lead to localized flooding. There's currently a lot of snow in the mountains in Northern California, the Southern Cascades, and the Northern Rockies. These regions will experience near-record warmth. And even if you're enjoying the heat, remember that such high temperatures can pose a risk to human health. So if you live in the West, check your forecast and stay hydrated. And at number 7, 2 women have sent each other the same birthday card back and forth for 81 years. In 1944, a middle school girl in Indiana gave her friend a card for her 14th birthday. Then when that girl's birthday came around, the friend sent the same card back to her. They kept up the tradition for another 8 decades. Pat DeReamer is now 95, and Mary Kroger is 94. They can't remember which of them sent the card first. The time-worn card has a cartoon of a dog in a bow tie and is now crowded with writing. It's helped them keep their friendship alive through every twist in their long lives. No matter where they've been living or what they've been going through, Pat and Mary have never missed a year. You can see the 2 friends and their amazing card in our newsletter. That's the show for this week. The associate producer of The 7 is Taylor White. The staff writers are Jamie Ross and me. John Taylor is our editor. Additional editing by Christina Quinn. Copy editing by Melissa No and Thomas Haliba. Mixing and sound design is by Jim Briggs and Justin Garish. Our theme music is by Edith Mudge. Renita Jablonski is our director of audio. I'm Hannah Jewell. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend. I'll meet you back here on Monday.
I'm Sally Jenkins, and I'm a sports columnist and feature writer for The Washington Post. My job entails pulling the curtain on really big sports events, at what is going on in locker rooms, what's going on in the stadium tunnel, most importantly, what's going on in the minds of the athletes that I cover. I think that we have an instinct that sports are really important in some primal way. We pay a lot of money for them. We build really big stadiums for them. And I think that athletics really gets us in touch with aspiration and teach something very, very important about accountability, about self-determination. And so my job is to really make those links explicit for readers and users. Subscriptions support this work and the people behind it. Find out more at subscribe.washingtonpost.com. I'm Sally Jenkins, and I'm one of the people behind The Post.